Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum. My dear students, I am Murad Agriculture, Senior Lecturer, Department of Agriculture Studies, Milestone College, Uttara Dhaka. Let's go for today's online lecture.
Today's experiment name is differentiating SRI method with cultivation of rice in waterlogged condition by using top. And this is the experiment number 7 of your first paper. First of all, we have to understand the principle of this experiment, where you can find two different methods. One is SRI method, which is a modern technology of rice cultivation, and the other one is traditional method. SRI method elaboration is system of rice intensification, and this method invented by Madagascar scientist Father Henry Lolali in 1980. And in this method, if I find the definition here, you can see cultivation of rice in a less cost by taking proper care and by using less agriculture ingredients is called system of rice intensification. If I discuss some little bit important point of SRI method and traditional method, then you can understand what is happening here. Before I informed you these topics, you can find your first paper chapter 2 section 2, where we already discussed this topic in details. Anyway, the important characteristics of SRI method is where we can transplant one seedlings per hill. Then with the seedling age should be 7 to 10 days, and the shape of transplanting is square, and the seed will be less, and using organic fertilizer, and using machines for weeding. And the most important thing is we use different type of irrigation method, which is called AWD, that means alternate wetting and drying. But in traditional method, we use 3 to 4 seedlings per hill, and the seedling age should be 40 to 50 days, and there will be no shape of transplanting the seedlings, and definitely there will be no specific distance of plant to plant and line to line, and manually using the weeding method, and definitely using the chemical fertilizer, and last use the traditional flooded method of irrigation. So this is the basic principles. If we know these principles, then you can understand the experiment very easily. Here you need some equipment, which is you need tubs, 4 tubs, which is filled with soil. Here is the tubs looks like, which is earthen made, but you can use whatever you like. Then organic and inorganic fertilizer, then 20 seedlings of bodo rice, then plastic mug for using water irrigation and water as well, and khurpi or nirani. Next, the procedure. If you have a look, we using 4 tubs. First 2 tubs for SRI method, and next 2 tubs for traditional method. First 2 tubs mix required amount of organic fertilizer and less amount of inorganic fertilizer with soil in 2 tubs at least 6 inches. Next, other side, for traditional rice cultivation, using 2 tubs which is filled with soil about 6 inches depth and inorganic fertilizer as well. Next, this 4 types soil was prepared mudding by using water. And in rice SRI method, one tiller transplanted about 30 centimeter distance, and I told you before as well, the shape should be square. Next, in traditional method, 4 tiller transplanted about 15 centimeter distance. There was no specific shape. And in SRI method, 2 tubs were kept randomly only wet and dry condition, which is we use SRI method of the alternate wet and drying method of irrigation. If you have a look, I'll try to put one picture where you can see there is the field where we put the water, and this is the field is drying. So this is the pipe of using this method, and this is the way you providing irrigation. I told you before, we already explained in details these topics, or you can find these topics on your first paper books, textbooks, uh, uh, chapter 2 and section 2. And for your information, I will just provide the picture for remembering the method. Then always fill the 2 tubs with water in waterlogging condition, that means flooded method in the traditional system. And then took decision after observing for some days. Here is the decision. If you have a look, first 2 tubs for SRI method and next 2 tubs for traditional method, where you can fill up the water in waterlogged condition. Here you see these 2 tubs have got 30 tiller, but you remember there we already transferred only 1 seedling, but even this is tiller is more because we provide AWD method and organic fertilizer, etc. But here in traditional method only 10 tiller, which is not good for production. That means less production in waterlogged condition, that means traditional method, and more production is SRI method. So in SRI method, rice plant growth quickly and tiller number were more, where we find that. On the other hand, waterlogged condition, rice plant growth slowly and tiller number were less. So this is the decision we come up after completing this experiment. Now I will show you how you write exactly in the practical copy. This is the example of a practical copy. Left hand side blank, start writing from here, name of the experiment, page number, then the date, experiment number, and start hand with the black ink pen. And here is the picture, you write it down, and here is the end of the experiment.
Thank you very much, my dear students, for watching today's online lecture. If you face any problem, contact your subject teacher. They must help you. Thank you very much.